What's going on, my people? You already know you tuned into Golden Culture. Today, we're going to get into Tekashi 69 and what's going on with him. As everybody knows, it's floating around that he got a $10 million deal. I don't think that people or no one knows the actual facts of that and how that played out. But if it's true, more power to the kid. I've been saying for a minute now to everyone when he first got arrested, when people was like, he's telling he's a rat, right? What have you? I said, he has an audience that doesn't care about that. He has kids in the suburbs that doesn't care, but that don't care about that. I seen someone on their show, if I'm not mistaken, it was Hassan Campbell, state that it sets out a bad message. And I was thinking kind of sort of the same thing. It sets out, one second, guys, because y'all already know how I feel about this and the situation where I got to hear what's going on because then I got to do this thing all over again. So one second. Bang. So, y'all already know how I feel about this and what's actually going on and taking place with this kid, right? Like, and people could say, yeah, they was gonna hurt him, what have you, whatever. I just feel like if you was out there in the street, you was out there in the street and you gotta hold it down. But especially if you was doing crime with them people, right? Because the telling rules have changed or people have changed them. So then again, the feds are sending out a message, or this is all sending out a message to the youth, to a lot of people, like, you know what? Get arrested. You tell on your dudes. The story's like crazy to a lot of people, and they're gonna wanna write a book. They're gonna wanna give you a deal so you can earn a big income and feed your family, right? So I don't know if this is all sending out the right message. Leave in the comments how you feel about it. And do you think it's sending out a message, the wrong message to the people? Like, tell on your squad, the story, amp up the story, make it bigger than what it is. Because I don't think, in fact, I'm kind of sure that the feds, they lock people up and they come at you and they're like, oh, it was a XYZ amount of people. They were running an enterprise in Brooklyn. They put out this picture like it's actually more than what it was. And the people that probably been around certain dudes be like, yo, they wasn't even getting money like that. It's just like they see unity, they see power, they see strength. And they're like, we got to break that up before someone gets hurt or more people get hurt. In the process, they're just letting people get hurt, letting things happen because they know, they see kites, they get letters, they intercept phone calls. One thing that stands out to me, real brief, is when on Queen's Flip, right, in the quiet room, when Gano was up there, when he was telling the Latin King story and how they came about, and in the early 80s and 90s, right? Shout out to Gano, by the way. A lot of people were asking me if he's a real one. I never been around Gano like that, but those that know Gano and been around him have always been like, he's official. So when people that I know say someone's official, and they that way in real life, then their word to me is more than gold. So with that being said, yes, stop asking me that already. Gano is official dude. So one thing that stood out to me was when Gano said that the feds and the government let things happen because they intercept kites. They could have stopped all that, he said, right? When Blood was sending them kites out and all that. So it's the same thing. I put it like when an organization is doing that in the streets, like they intercept phone calls, they know what's going on, they know what's happening, but no one does nothing about it. And in the process, people are getting hurt, people are winding up missing, and then they form this case on you, right? But all along, they knew this was happening. But in this case, in Tekashi 6ix9ine's case, they intercepted because they didn't want him to get hurt because he was the one that they knew was going to fold, right? The one that was going to tell. So it was like, we got to do this now. He went on the Breakfast Club and immediately the feds snatched them up. And they probably did save his life. I'm pretty sure they did. But then again, super violate doesn't mean what they were saying. I say all that to say that I've been saying he's going to grab a phone as soon as he comes home. Like, this is all the kid knows. Like, you got to remember, the kid was at home with his girl, sleeping on the floor, right? And was doing music elsewhere, but picked up a phone, a computer, what have you, got on social media, and blew up like hard body when he met these other people. And with the help of social media, because they did it on their own, right? Like, no major label, no what they had, that 10G Project or whatever the name of that company was, and it wasn't really even known like that. Like, no one even knew he was like under them also. That's like me right now being at home with wifey, recording here. Overnight, boom, I get crazy successful, make millions of dollars like everyone thinks that Warpath is making right now, right? It's funny. And I could get arrested, God forbid, and my wife could be like, you got to stop doing this. There's no way I'm going to stop doing what made us millions of dollars. Like, everybody has to change in my surroundings. You're not going to stop my bread because this is a dream. This is something that I always had, that I always wanted, right? And I'm just saying, like, the mind, the way it has to be working, right? I would think. It's like, no, you guys got to get away from me because you guys are hating, right? We start mind tricking ourselves like everyone is against us and they're just jealous and I'm going to do what I want to do. And I say all that to say that it's the bottom line. What you thought he was going to come home and do. Like, this is what blew him up. Social media, right? His fans, his people. He knows that he still has a fan base. His thinking right now is he's locking down songs, right? In his mind. And he's going to tell his whole story, sure, in a TV series, but he's going to put it in his music. Because he knows what people want to hear. People want the gossip, right? People want the... even if people feel that he's lying, they're going to listen. Because the lie is always more entertaining than the truth to people. Right? Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's a rat, I'm not dealing with him. All these rappers now, they were his friend or they wanted it, or song with him, or they were hating or whatever. Shout out to Casanova 2 times, man. Brooklyn, we always do it big, man. We gentlemen and gangsters at the same time. We know how to when to be grown and when to act a fool, right? He was on Complex and Academics and them was asking him questions, and never did he step out of bounds and talk bad about 6ix9ine. And I'm in no way defending 6ix9ine, never that. You know, but he wasn't bashing him. With everything that happened with them, he was still like, you know what? I can't speak on that man's situation. I don't know how he feels. I don't know what's going. You know, like he had an opportunity to bad talk him and drag him like, yo, that dude is a rat. Don't talk to me about that. He didn't do that, right? He didn't put himself in a place like these other dudes did, right? And then in the long run, when he comes out and he'd be like, I always say this, right? And I just try to have a little humor with it. And he'd be like, psych, this is what really happened, right? And explains whatever paperwork people have around there, if there is an explanation for it. And he breaks it down in his form. And everyone that says he's a genius, well, he does one of his genius tactics. And it's so believable, right? Because it's who could tell the best lies. Like, you're at a trial right now, but you're on trial with the streets, with the hood, with hip-hop, with rap. And everybody's like, you know what? I feel what he's saying though. Cause it's gonna be a lot of what I feel what he's saying though. But you know why? He's right. Nah, bro. This is what happened. There's gonna be a lot of dudes doing that because they want that record. They want that featuring. The kid is gonna be hot again. Trust me. He never got cold like that. These dudes are still pumping his music in the streets. I hear it all the time. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, didn't he tell, like, because that's what was put out there so much, right? Whether it's true or not, like, look, bro, I wasn't one to always be listening to his music, you know? And I have to be honest, I'm just speaking upon it because I see it so much. Like on social media, everywhere I turn, it's like 6ix9ine gets $10 million deal, 6ix9ine this, 6ix9ine that. There's people out there that make movies, that do television, that do all these shows, that know that there's a story to tell. And they want the person that was more involved in this, that made it go down that way, to tell the story, to play his part. They know the kid is a good actor. They know the kid knows how to play parts. And they figured, bro, if you was doing all that acting and you wasn't really gang, that's just the way they feel. He probably was a hell of a gangster. Bro, because what does a gangster look like to you? People got a misconception that a gangster, I mean, with all respect to everybody's nationality, what, does he have to be black? Does he have to be a Mexican with a lot of tattoos and talking about the prisons out there? Like, man, dude, you know, when we was in Guantanamo, man, you know, or SA down there, buddy, it's hard, man. You know, everybody just goes through the main line, dude, and it's like, you know, and I just came home from doing 25 joints, man. It's kind of hard for us, man, for the, like, I mean, you know, with all respects to how everybody talks, it's just what we do here, man. And what does he look like to you, bro? Like I said the other day, I mentioned my boy Jerry on a live, and I was like, he's a skinny dude. You be like, him? Yeah, he looks white. He's Puerto Rican. And he will put the boop to you in 2 seconds. Believe me, you will be leaking. So, glasses and all, you know what I'm saying? You would be like, wow. You know, and I'm not saying that he looks like a punk, never that. Shout out to Jerry. I love you. You already know what it is. We on golden culture. So, never saying nothing wrong about him. I love Jerry. I'm just saying that someone that doesn't know him would look and be like, because of his weight or something, like it's something sweet, which he's probably the biggest gangster in the room, or because what we've been through in our past. So you can never underestimate no one. And a gangster doesn't have no look. It comes in all types of form and fashion. You know, so we don't know. Maybe he do bust this gun hard body. Like, you don't know. You wasn't there with him. Maybe he is in the prison laying it down just because he might be in PC. There's dudes that put it in PC, you know, and I have nothing against nobody. Look, I don't even speak on this dude. Let's say Alpo. I'm doing it now. Everybody calling out, oh, he told this and that. He should have not murked this dude. He should have not this, right? When they see the dude Alpo, it's a whole different story. They get Scooby-Doo on them, right? Because people talk about people up to that person is put in your face. And it's like, what up, man? What's popping? Oh, what up? What up? Bing, bing. You feel me? Like, so that's why you don't do those, because at the end of the day, you're like a dog. But shout out to them, man. You know, I just knew all along that, and I still know to today, that the kid is not going to stay. He's going to come home and be like, yo, I need a phone like now. You know, that's going to be on deck. His record label company, whoever signed him, is bringing that to him. Like, yo, here, you know, boom. Get on, bro. We got to start this popping today. You know, he'll probably take a rest of one day. If that, he can. He's going to go on social media. He's going to record whether he posts it or not. He's going to get back in the flow of things, right? And then you're going to see all the people that talk so bad about him and so wrong eat all their words. And that's just what happens, because everybody's after the bag, right? Like, Money buys friendship. Money's power. There's no more integrity. There's no more pride. There's no more values. All that went out the window now in age, right? And this is why we're feeding down to the youth, to the people, to the ones coming up after us. So it's gonna get spread like Wi-Fi. And I can't. I don't know what I would do. You know, me personally, I wasn't into his music like that, and not because it was like a lot of screaming for me. And probably like one or two songs. I ain't gonna lie. The first song was hot, you know, and then after that, I the Spanish song I was digging, you know, and I heard some people say like, oh, he'll probably have a career which in the Spanish reggaeton or Latin trap music. Nah, don't be mistaken. Don't be fooled. Don't believe the hype. In fact, not because I'm from that, you know, like those are my people. At the end of the day, they have a stricter code of not telling, believe it or not, than English hip hop or whatever. You know, he might fly over to PR and do a show and literally get murked in PR when nobody in New York did nothing. But one of them BDs in PR would catch him and put two in him like ASAP. You know, and God bless everybody, because I don't wish nobody bad. It's just at the end of the day, you got to be aware what we say, and some people are not. You know, some people just talk for views, for clout, you know, and that's just that day and age that we live in, man. You know, on the other hand, it's sad. Nobody wins. You know, you got good dudes doing time. You got family missing dudes. You got people that got hurt in the process, right? Dudes getting hit up, going to the hospital. You know, so you can't really tell someone like how to act and what to do. Like, I just feel like sometimes a lot of people talk too much. Like, you shouldn't be putting out business out there that is, and you know, I have nothing to do with that, what people's involved in, but you guys see me, I don't talk no affairs that have to do with any religion, nation, organization, anything like that. I that's not me. I tell my story, my personal experience, still in all, leaving that name out, right? Like, because that's not what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm changing my life, and I'm focused on my podcast. I'm focused on my one-man show. I'm focused on me. I'm focused on being a better me. I'm focused on helping the people, my people, as a whole. Love all people. And to see how people just say things out there blatantly about their own, there's no way, if I'm involved in something, that I'm going to just sit here and be like, bad talking that dude, and we're both involved in the same, you know, we rolling with the same people. Like, oh, I'm gonna doodle on your set and just name the whole set. You know, like, I just find that crazy. And sometimes people think they're getting away with that online. Actually, you not. You getting away with it with these with someone that's like just in it to be in it. But you got people that eat, breathe, and shit that all day. And he don't need to know you. He don't need to know what's really going on. All he knows that he heard you badmouth what he's involved in and what he believes in and what he grew up in. And that's all he knows. And when he sees you, whatever you say to him there, that might be the last words you ever say. Because you met a real one that day. There's fake people in everything. There's soft people in everything. There's intelligent people in everything. Just know that. Before, I used to think that in order for you to be involved in whatever I was doing at that time, you had to be a gangster, a gorilla, a beast. And then I learned, no, man, this brother's good at computers. This bro is good at music. Like, different people is there for different reasons. You know, and there's there just for that reason. You know, that don't be on social media like that, but watch everything that's going on. So when you be like, yo, what up, homie? Yo, ain't this the dude that, you feel me? Dudes will actually spin around the block for you. Like, And then sometimes people be like, nah, it's comedy. They just joking. Nah, bro. A lot of dudes that are watching are not taking it as a joke. And I know, because I be watching like, oh, that's crazy. But shout out to who done people, whoever's doing. God bless everybody, man. I'm just saying this so people, if you're not doing none of that, don't do it. I'm not talking about no one specifically, or I'm not talking to no one. I'm just sending out a message, right? That our own people, we're the ones that are self-destructing, and we putting this upon ourselves because we letting comments and people that be on your page amp things up. Like, yo, so-and-so said this about you. They do it all the time on my comments. And you know what I do? I don't let them comments show. I delete it. I don't answer. Why give them, and it amps dudes up. And it's like, where he said that? Well, he's a punk anyway. He's a and you start talking bad. Now that dude probably didn't even say nothing that deep about you or said nothing about you. But now you guys are beefing and actually don't even know why. And it started off on social media and it leads off to the streets and things always happen. Look it up. How many people get hurt or murked off of social media beef every day? You'd be surprised, right? But 6ix9ine, that's what's happening. If he comes home this year, the kid will be lit again. Leave in the comments how you feel about that. My name is Warpath. This is Golden Culture. I'm getting back in the flow of posting every day. So in the beginning, because I was at the hospital, my voice is coming back now. Thank God. I'm starting to feel a little better, get a little better. So we starting to record again, the way I like it, with my microphone, my headphones. When we can't do that, we do it on the phone. We get it to the people no matter what. So it's like, I didn't forget nothing, but a lot of things got deleted that I had. So I had to download a whole bunch of stuff, like almost like learn how to do it all over again, because y'all know my brain is shot. So bear with me. Things are going to get better. We're going to start interviewing a lot of people. We're going to start doing the calls. I always did calls. So when you start seeing me, don't be like, oh, he's biting this dude. We've been doing this, been on YouTube for over 7, 8 years, probably 10 years plus, and I put it up there. People seen it. It's not something new. We got 5 channels, 3 audio podcasts. So this is not like we new to this and just took off. We've been doing this on and off, of course, in between bids and things like that. We just started taking it serious now, where we're like, oh, you could do what you love and make a few cents. I mean, can't get no better than that. So post today, don't delay. If you ever wanted to open a channel, do it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. You got, find something to talk about, find your niche. Talk about 6ix9ine. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Don't let nobody stop you from your dreams. Dream big, be free, be epic, but all while doing it, always remember to stay you. Golden Culture. God's kids, God is king. You already know. I'm Warpath. Love y'all.